Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. I'm doing a second video today. Yes, normally I don't do that, right? You guys know that, but I have to because I didn't get a chance to mention some stuff on my first video I did this morning. And someone just commented a little while ago. I was in the gym and they talked about the Mercedes deal and that there are new talks coming out about it on CNEV Post. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I also wanted to, well, let me say this, guys. NIO is trading at $8.86. It's 41 cents up this morning, and I suspect it's because of that and the other deal that I spoke about in my last video I just did this morning. But most likely because of the Mercedes deal, because some of the other things that NIO is doing and putting in place, like I said this before, William Lee is doing like a chess player. People aren't recognizing that, and because you're not going to see the fruitage of that right away. It's kind of like with the Feds, what they're doing with the economy in America by continuously raising interest rates. And not to get off topic here, but Jamie Dimon just came out from JP Morgan and said that he expects the Feds in the future to raise the rates up to 7%. And people are not going to understand the reverberations take time, and over a period of maybe 6 months to a year, then you actually feel it within the economy. A lot of Americans are already using their credit card to survive right now. Credit card spending is through the roof. But anyway, guys, so NIO, let's get to the news with the NIO Mercedes deal. NIO has held exploratory talks with Mercedes-Benz about a partnership that would see the German automaker invest in the Chinese electric vehicle startup in exchange for technology. So what is my take on that? Well, my take on that is it could be a double-edged sword, because Mercedes actually have a lot of problem with their batteries. They're always catching fire. Mercedes is behind when it comes to EVs. They're ahead of one of the companies that are ahead of the game in terms of luxury vehicles when it comes to gas-powered vehicles. But they are behind, and they understand that NIO is the leader in the premium field. So if we're giving them our technology, is that going to hurt us in the future and they go past us? So the deal will probably have to be something where it benefits both parties, right? So if Mercedes decide to adopt our battery swapping system and their customers have to use our battery swapping system, which makes sense, right? We spoke about this before. People buying the car understand that after about 10 years, the battery degradation is so bad that a lot of times after 10 years, the battery don't hold a good enough charge. And NIO has that genius idea where you can buy the car without buying the battery. You rent the battery, so you never have to worry about a bad battery. I went to all these things into detail. But anyway, if Mercedes do adopt our battery swapping system, all their customers, or most of their customers, will probably use our batteries, might rent the batteries from us, and use battery as a service, and that will generate huge revenue. Now, mind you, without that happening, it will get to a point where we will become profitable with battery as a service. The CEO spoke about that in the past. But it will speed up the process and give a really nice lift to the stock if this deal takes place. If you hear some noise, guys, that's my son in the background in the kitchen. But anyway, so NIO founder, chairman, and CEO William Lee discussed the potential tie-up with Mercedes CEO Ola Källenius earlier this year, seeking an investment from the latter in exchange for NIO sharing its research and development capabilities with Mercedes, the report said. The talks did not reach the stage of discussing details of technology to be transferred and potential financial investment, the sources said. So I'm not going to read the whole article. You guys can go on CNEV Post. It's a wonderful free website. I spoke about this before, to keep you guys up to date and to give you guys conviction of the where we're going. And I also wanted to say this, that if it's not with Mercedes, I really think it should be with BYD, because BYD just went past Ford delivering more vehicles than Ford. Can you guys imagine that? This is how fast the Chinese market is growing and Chinese EV companies are innovating. So if we were to do a deal with BYD, a company like BYD, but the only thing that I see it benefiting us with Mercedes is you have to remember Europe is feeling left out. They're getting left behind. Their technology is fallen behind and they understand this. Just like Ursula, that wicked Ursula von der Leyen came out and was trying to impose tariffs against Chinese companies in order to raise the price. Basically, that's what it will do, of the Chinese EV cars, in order to so that the German and European cars will be able to compete. And if they do a deal with Mercedes, it'll help expose us more to the European market without us having to deal with that. So it's almost like having to say, well, here's a little bit of free money so that you don't sanction us, right? It's kind of sad that we have to do this, but that it will benefit us, right? And it's kind of like Xi Jinping idea of common prosperity. I spoke about that before, where everyone benefits and not just one country. Also, I wanted to say this really quickly, guys. All of NIO employees hold their shares in NIO as of year end. So that tells you that the people working for the company also believe in the company. That is really a really good sign. When you start seeing insider selling, and if the employees were selling their shares, then it tells me that if they don't believe, I shouldn't believe. So another incredible point I want to draw, and I spoke about this in my last video, couple videos ago, and I spoke about, and I just saw this on TD Ameritrade website. It says hedge funds and other sophisticated investors are willing to put money into convertible bonds of companies like NIO while the uneducated investor flee. So what does that tell you guys? A lot of people complain about the rich getting richer. But why aren't we doing what it takes to become rich? All we have to do is follow their example. If I can come to this country, and I said this before, with $300 and half a suitcase of clothes, sleeping on the floor at one point, to where I am now, anybody can do it. In this channel, guys, we get rich or we die trying. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so. And I just hope you guys found this video informational. If you did, guys, give it a thumbs up. It'll help encourage me to keep doing videos. Let's get rich or die trying, guys.